Barrel rolls is the reporter thrown into the secretive world of the Forex Super Model, where nothing is as it seems. Beware the techno-monk, and steer clear of Professor Code and his two assistants. Give the senior trader a wide berth, and don't expect any sense from the risk manager.
Good morning, I'm Professor Code and this is the Forex Super Model daily briefing for Friday the 27th of November 2020. The time is 05:10 GMT London time. Asian session coming to a close, European session firing up, and the North American US session are lunchtime. So let's have a look at what happened yesterday, which was Thursday. So these were the flows. We had the pound on the negative side, euro, and then interestingly the dollar was neutral and the yen was on the positive side. So let's put the figures in. Plus 83 for the yen, net zero for the dollar, minus 8 for the euro, and minus 75 for the pound. So this was Thursday, yesterday, the 26th of the 11th. They were the full daily flows. You can see that we've got a positive driver in the yen. It's unopposed in a way because of this neutral dollar. So we've got a rock in the dollar, N for neutral. We've got a negative mover in the euro and a negative secondary driver in the pound. Right, so let's look at the intra-week flows, which is, these are the flows that have happened since Monday, beginning of the week. So these are at their peak now because we're on Friday. So we've got yen, dollar, let's have a look, euro, pound. If we put the figures in, we've got plus 183 on the pound, plus 140 on the euro, minus 126 on the dollar, and minus 197 on the yen. So this was Monday the 23rd of the 11th, beginning of the week, open to about half an hour ago. So let's have a look. We've got a yen opposed negative driver, so that's opposed. We've got a negative rock in the dollar, a positive mover in the euro, and a positive secondary driver in the pound. So just before we start to do some analysis, let's just look what's happened so far today. Right, so we've got dollar, euro, pound, and we've got yen on the positive side on its own. Put the figures in, plus 85, the pound is minus 14, euro minus 18, and the dollar minus 53. So this is Friday, today, 27th of the 11th, open to about half an hour ago. Right, so let's try and make some sense of these flows then. Excuse me. Right, so yesterday we had the yen as the unopposed positive driver, albeit with an slightly unusual situation where the dollar was the neutral zero rock. So we had positive flows into the yen, predominantly going into the pound, coming out of the pound. So these opposing positive yen flows were coming out of the pound, and to a very minor extent coming out of the euro. So, and the dollar was pretty much rock solid. It was net static. So that was interesting then. So we had yen strength and pound weakness yesterday predominantly, and pretty much a lock on the euro and the dollar. Now if you look at over the whole week, we've had yen weakness over the week, 197, and these opposing positive flows out of the yen, bearing in mind this is for the whole week, have gone mainly into the pound and the euro, and the dollar is the backdoor vehicle at the moment, and it's the negative rock there. So that's interesting, because we've got yesterday we had yen strength, and over the week we've had yen weakness. Bear in mind that yesterday was the first day of our semi-data free window, and today is the second day because of the way the market data is set up and the American Thanksgiving holiday, etc. So we throughout the week we've had yen weakness, but yesterday we had a reversal. We had yen strength, and so far today we've had a more extreme continuation of the yen strength and you can see that the yen is the unopposed. So let's write that in. So it's a positive driver and it's unopposed, and then we've got a negative rock in the pound, a negative mover in the euro, and a negative secondary driver in the dollar. So what's going to knock these flows around today? As I said, not very much in terms of data flows or meetings or releases, because we're in this window of this sort of void, if you like, of information. Now Monday and Tuesday it obviously all fires up again, and just have a look. So Monday we've got German CPI, and then Tuesday we've got the Royal Bank of Australia rates decision. That'll be very early our time. We've got Euro CPI. So Monday German CPI, Euro CPI Tuesday, CAD GDP Tuesday, and the Fed, Mr. Powell testifies, and also you got US manufacturing PMIs on the Tuesday. So Monday and Tuesday all sort of kicks in again, but yesterday and today we have this like lull, and quite often when you get this lull, the bigger market players take advantage of the relatively lower liquidity in the market, and they push the market around, and some of these flows are purely sort of driven by that scenario, rather than and we're coming to near the end of the month, so you're going to get sort of so-called month-end flows, which are, you know, people balancing up their books for the end of the month. So let's start making some decisions on today now. Get off the fence. Right. So as I said, we've had yen strength yesterday, off a weekly backdrop of yen weakness. And if you remember, the yen on a monthly basis is very high, so it had plenty of elbow room to come down, and was coming down. But the equity markets have really they've not sold off, but they've basically done a bit of profit taking and dirged a bit. So we've got a sort of a negative equity transmission, which tends to drive up the yen, and that's what we saw there to a degree. And then so far today, we've got the extreme, semi-extreme position on a short-term basis of yen strength to the detriment of all the other three complexes. And as I said, this usually means either, in the case of a positive and opposed driver, you're looking at a top, so in other words the yen is likely to weaken again, or you're looking at excuse me again, a situation where this is the start of further yen strength. Right, so what is it? Let's try and make a decision. So let's get rid of this. While we're there, obviously our positions deteriorated slightly. Our pound net longs, we're down to about 1820 plus 1820 points profit from over 2000, so it came off a little bit. And our euro yen short-term swing trade, which is becoming a little bit less short-term, is about, what is it? It's about 12 points to the good at the moment. So no great shakes on that, but it's grinding in the right direction. So let's try and make a final sort of stab at what's going to happen today then. As I said, we're going to have relatively thin markets, so things could get pushed around and the flows could get upset. Looking at the way they're setting up, and the way that the yen sold off during the week, then there's a bit of room for it to come back, despite the yen being on the monthly highs. So we would suggest that the yen's going to remain fairly robust. So we're going to get sort of yen strength, positive yen strength. So there's going to be negative flows opposing out of the yen, and it's just where these negative flows are going to end up. Now, interestingly, the dollar yesterday was parked in a very neutral position. So I would suggest that the dollar is not going to be shoved around very much. So the negative flows are likely. So we're going to have yen probably positive, dollar neutral. So the only place for these opposing positive yen flows to go will be out of the euro and the pound. Now, so that how much this happens is dependent on how much the bigger players want to push the market around. But if they do push the market around, what tends to happen is you just get these moves in a very short period of time, 2, 3, 4 hours, and then they tend to reverse. So it's nothing to get too excited about. We're certainly going to it won't touch the sides with our trades basically. But if you were looking at trading today, that sort of scenario is in the offing really. A bit of yen strength, dollar neutrality, and euro and pound weakness. And the euro pound, which we suggested was a good buy yesterday, all this week. As you can see, it's going to be a tussle between who can be the most negative there. So you're not going to, in theory, you're not going to get much swing on that until the following week. So you know, this really, you're looking at euro yen, and pound yen. So you're going to have, and if the yen's on the up, you're looking at very short-term shorts weakness in the pound yen and the euro yen. But as I said, we have a euro yen hedge long, we really don't think much is going to happen on there. So I would suggest today is going to be very messy, and you know, if you want to take short-term trades, it's going to be very range bound. You're going to think we're into a big move and then it's going to retrace. So that's the best we can do for you today. Hope this helps. Thank you.